Galovina guia dolosana angito talita kini ana barong ng Bula FM e Golden Point Resort basendo nambando ana here binaka.
Bula binaka na dang kotevita utunggoy 90 ando talita wale barong ng Bula FM nambando ana sel.
Na dang ko makilesi berkeraki NSB ng Bula FM nambando ana sel.
Elong ratu kitani gotobo ando talita na barong ng Bula FM nambando ana sel ngo lusu.
Bula FM number 2 NSR.
Good evening, this is FBC News. I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. Tonight, 69 evacuation centres to close as of tonight, with people to be provided temporary housing. Relocating vulnerable communities needs widespread consultation. And DC's bus goes up in flames in Suva. But first, the Vodafone Fiji Sevens will play host USA in the Cup semi-finals of the Las Vegas Sevens tournament tomorrow. Fiji thrashed Japan 43-7 in the quarterfinal for a spot in the last hour. Rohit Deo tells us more.
The Fiji Sevens team looked a different side on day 2 of the Las Vegas tournament. Come the Cup quarterfinals, the Fijians finally gave the fans what they wanted. Jasavere Malua dotted down twice and tries from captain Osea Kolinisau and Jerry Tuwai, so Fiji lead 26-7 at the break.
Instead, he gives it to Nangusa. And Namani, hey, they find a wide open Jasavere Malua on the restart. Up high, and so Jima almost had it, and guess who does have it? That is Oscar. Osea Kolinisau to Veramalua. Joss, a big high step and try for him. The Hooters sounded for the first half. Lemecki's picked off by Jerry Tuwai. Oh, Jerry Garcia, no! He played here long ago. Jerry Tuwai tonight.
Iyo Tuwai, Savenada Rawada, and Aminoni na Sila touchdown in the second half for a dominating victory.
Back comes Fiji. Kolinisau runs him ragged on the outside, and Pio Tuwai. Good. The give on the outside on a bounce. Oh, he comes up with it. Maybe not. Guess what? You thought this one was going to be over? It's going to be over when I say it is over. And Nasila Sila.
But then Ryan Coates' side now faces USA, which defeated Kenya 26-14 in their quarterfinal. The Fiji-USA match is at 8:50 a.m. tomorrow. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
69 schools being used as evacuation centres around the country will be closed from tonight. National Disaster Management Office Director Akapusi Tuifangalele says evacuees are being urged to move back to their homes so that students can resume classes from tomorrow. Shirin Shivan reports.
It's 15 days since Tropical Cyclone Winston hit Fiji, and while relief and rehabilitation work is underway, the government wants students back in school. Families in schools used as evacuation centres are vacating today.
There may be one or two that may have some difficulties. Okay, we will have to discuss further and see. Some of the communities we know that they may not have a place to go to, and we are trying our best to provide the big tents that are being flown in from overseas to accommodate them.
Tuifangalele says those families who have lost their homes will be provided with tents from UNICEF and the Fiji Red Cross. Food rations have been distributed to most affected areas. However, the director NDMO is concerned with the reports of abuse of relief supplies.
These kind of things government does not condone, where you try to make gains or whatever things that are being provided, because these were the basic necessities that are being provided for people who need it for their survival, and it is important that we maintain it along that line rather than anything else.
Preliminary damage assessment report reveals that a total of 18,154 homes have either been destroyed or damaged in the cyclone, and 633 evacuation centres are still providing shelter to 20,465 evacuees in the 4 divisions. Sharin Shivan, FBC News.
Any decision on relocating people from cyclone-affected islands will be based on the expert opinion of a number of local authorities. Minister for Disaster Management Inia Seriratu says this isn't an easy step to take, and even a temporary move will need input from the Lomaiviti Provincial Council, the Health and Education Ministries, as well as essential service providers. Alan Stoltz reports.
Of basic needs to all Fijians, restoration of essential services.
The decision to temporarily relocate Coral Islanders for the duration of the cleanup will only be made if it's seen as a viable option. Relocation of villagers was suggested as the rebuilding process continues, but Minister Inia Seriratu says nothing of this nature has been confirmed.
It's not only for Coral, but for Vanambalawe and other affected areas as well. We respect the choices that people need to take, and of course we are mindful of the fact that we need to keep diseases and other social and economic ills probably that will come with it.
Seriratu says these decisions will be made for the benefit of all island communities in Fiji affected by Cyclone Winston. The minister says government teams are working hard to restore essential services and the provision of basic needs to all Fijians, and they are appreciative of the help they have been getting.
And we are thankful that through the capabilities brought by the Australian naval ship Canberra, and likewise in Vanambalawe the New Zealand naval ship Canterbury, most of the needs, particularly in the islands, will be met.
He adds the ministry will respect the decisions made by the authorities and allow people in the island to make their own choices as to where they want to live. Ellen Stalls, FBC News.
Australian Defence Force and Republic of Fiji military force personnel continue to assist with the recovery process on Coral Island. Engineers from both forces, plant equipment, tools, heavy vehicles and humanitarian assistance were transported from the HMAS Canberra to Coral Island by landing craft and helicopters. Alan Stoltz once again.
Clearing debris, making way for people of Coral Island to begin rebuilding their lives. Working hand in hand with the Fiji military forces, the Australian Defence Force is definitely making a huge difference.
We've actually got 3 troops on the ground at the moment. The last troop came in yesterday from the ship, the Canberra. They're working in various locations throughout the island. Once they've finished in a location and done what they can do with the resources we've got, they'll move on to the next village and so on and so forth until we get ordered elsewhere.
Apart from the much needed heavy equipment, the Australian forces also bring with them a special set of skills to help villagers on Coral Island.
Fijian military, the sappers that we're working with, their strengths are their carpentry and their trade skills. What we're bringing to the party is specifically our plant, so our heavy plant equipment being the dozers and the tractors that we have on site, but also the electricians and the plumbers, which is a scarce resource on this island right now. So that's what we're really bringing. I should mention that we also have the specialist section is also providing the chainsaw capability where we're able to remove large amounts of debris from the roads and open them up for local traffic.
Teams on the ground are making the necessary repairs on key infrastructure, including schools, clinics and houses.
We couldn't come outside because when the water touches you like this, it's just like needles are poking, somebody's just poking needles into you.
Houses of villagers like Junior Kaitani, who lost his home, and bakery business on the island.
About my bakery, I'm planning to, but it's gonna take a lot of time to start making that kind of money again. Because right now we're gonna have to start from scratch again.
Coral is one of the islands that was truly devastated by severe tropical cyclone Winston last month. This cleanup and help will be the first building blocks on their journey to get back to some form of normalcy. Ellen Stalls, FBC News.
A former Fiji national has returned home to help rebuild homes for people worst affected by TC Winston. Nehemiah Mother is part of the New Zealand Defence Force working with Fijian authorities And while he would have preferred to visit under different circumstances, Mothe is glad to help out in a time of need. Kelly Vadala has the details.
New Mayor Mothe is originally from Coral Island, the most badly damaged island. Having been with the New Zealand Regular Force for 17 years, the quartermaster was eager to help rebuild the livelihood of locals. Mothe says he hasn't made any proper contact with his family since his arrival, because he has been busy lending a helping hand to those affected.
I left Fiji in 1987. Then I went and joined the Territorial, which is a reserve force back in New Zealand, for 10 years. And then they asked me if I'm interested to join their regular force, which is, I said, why not? Now it's going on the 17th year being in the regular force. A mix of emotion, but to me it's a task first and before anything else. So I'll stick to that task and see what happens from there. I still haven't talked to my family properly because I just don't have the time for that yet. Just, things happen and they can't control it. So what we have to do now is just help one another to those who are still alive.
Mothe is with the HMNZS Canterbury, which is in the Lau group, carrying out repairs on a number of islands where destruction is widespread. Officer Simon Rook says the New Zealand vessel will provide the maximum assistance Fiji needs before returning home.
Sailors, I keep telling every day that we get up, we're here to provide the maximum amount of help that we can to the people that have suffered as a result of Cyclone Winston. So I really can't tell you when we'll go. We'll just keep working here until our job is done or we're told to go home.
New Mayor Mothe is one of many Fijians who've come over as part of the New Zealand and Australian Defence Forces, providing humanitarian assistance to those being affected by Tropical Cyclone Winston. Kelly Vadala, FBC News.
Coming up after the break, successful Fijian profiles a budding businessman now running 3 shops in Suva.
Yandra! I love listening to Gold FM at Golden Point Resort. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hola, my name is General from Recreative Village. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic.
I'm Moses from Valeu. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Marida Manako. I'm from Kandavu. I like listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Tilipa from Tavor Town. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Welcome back to FBC News. Now, a bus was completely destroyed this afternoon after it caught on fire in Samabula in Suva. No one was injured in this incident, but Ellen Stoltz tells us more.
This is what is left of a DC's bus after a huge fire engulfed the bus in Samambula, Suva. Eyewitness Biren Prasad, who is also a bus driver with another company, says when he saw the fire, he tried to help out as much as possible.
I just came from behind. I saw the smoke, a little bit smoke coming from the bus, and the person is getting off from the bus. So I just come and park my car over here and to try to handle the driver. But as soon as I reached there, the fire started from the engine.
Firefighters responded quickly, but the bus was well engulfed and there was nothing to save. Police have confirmed that all 10 passengers who were on board escaped without injuries. A few eyewitnesses here in Samambula, who refused to come on camera, say that they heard a loud bang before the bus caught fire. An investigation is now underway as to how the fire started. Ellen Stoltz, FBC News.
A 7-year-old student of Nasomo Catholic School in Vuaki village, Yasawa, drowned at sea while swimming with 2 others. The Fiji Police Force is advising parents and guardians to be more vigilant. Spokesperson Josiah Waithavu says parents should not allow their children to go out swimming without supervision. And a 13-year-old boy is admitted at the Singatoka Hospital after he jumped from a moving vehicle yesterday evening. The boy jumped out of the truck at Nadeva near Singatoka Valley Road. Police say this is the second incident of a similar nature within the last 3 days. Well, it's not every day one gets to meet a 27-year-old entrepreneur who has 4 thriving businesses under his belt. But if you're from Suva, then you would know the name behind the fast-growing Onyx empire. Our successful Fijian this week is Sean Chow, owner of the Onyx Entertainment Group. Jackie Spade shares his story.
Successful Fijians is brought to you by the Fiji Development Bank, your partner in progress.
See what I said yesterday?
The eldest of 5 siblings, 27-year-old Sean Chow credits his parents and family for guiding him through everything he has achieved to date. An elite swimmer since the age of 7 who went on to become a Fiji rep, he attended international school in Suva before snapping up a swimming scholarship to attend Caulfield Grammar Boarding School in Melbourne and finally finishing off at Monash University.
I always wanted to become a pilot. However, growing up, my dad had always been in business from when I was very small and had been doing his wholesale business and everything.
He assumed that he would simply continue in the family business of importing and distributing high-quality frozen meat and seafood. But the stars had other plans for him. His dad called him back to Fiji to help him out with the new business.
We had a restaurant called Cafe Victoria, which is just around the corner. We acquired that place in 2009 and been running it ever since, and it's still currently going. And it's picked up in success and it's going very, very well at the moment. Yeah, so that kept me very busy and that gave me my first taste of hospitality. Serving, customer service, all that type of stuff. I think Cafe Victoria was the one that set me up for Onyx and for everything else that we've achieved.
Sean then acquired a space at Pacific House on Butt Street with plans to expand the family restaurant.
We picked it up and here we were planning, okay, we're going to open up a fish and chip shop, we're going to do this, a cafe and everything. And we sat here one day and thought, you know what? It'd be cool to have like a bar or a club.
As every business owner knows, naming one's newfound baby is never easy. The name Cafe Victoria came around thanks to Sean's baby sister Simone. The name Rectangles was his father's idea and Onyx was close to the heart for the young entrepreneur.
I've had a long time infatuation with the Onyx stone. My dad used to wear Onyx rings all the time. So I just thought to myself, well, it's a cool name, it's a sort of a chic, sleek name, and the theming can go hand in hand with it as well. So that's why you see most of our clubs have black, most of our clubs have granite and bar tops.
The Onyx Entertainment Group started with the opening of Onyx Bar in 2012, followed by Rectangles in 2013, and then Onyx Platinum in 2014, all with a total of 90 staff, making it the fastest growing and most successful nightclub empire in the country.
One thing that I love the most is to see other people happy. You know, you see these guys dancing in a big group and everyone's laughing and joking. I love to see that. I just love to see people enjoying the moment. You know, because, you know, it's life is just such that one day you're here and one day you're not, you know. So every moment you get to enjoy, do it.
Late last year, Sean was hit with a back problem after lifting kegs at the club and was left in a wheelchair for almost 4 months. Unable to do basic things for himself, his entire life thrown out of balance. Sean admits he'd reached a point of despair until luck stepped back in.
Thank goodness for Facebook. Chanel was on Facebook one day and found this chiropractor who had treated a case very similar to mine. So I thought, well, what do we have to lose, eh? So we went forward and sought his assistance and help, and he fixed me right up.
Juggling a busy schedule with his personal life is no easy feat. Sean says he's extremely lucky to have a strong family unit with supportive parents Richard and Donna. His 4 siblings, his fiancée Chanel, newborn son Jackson, and lifelong friends who have confidence in his endeavours. Here's his advice for aspiring business owners.
One thing that I found in my business is that everyone's willing to give you 2 cents of their idea. Pick and choose, but stick to your original plan. And one thing in business is that you're not in business to make friends. You're in business to make money. You know, and there's a very fine line between friends and family and your business. So, yeah, be focused, put your head down, work hard.
Looking ahead, 27-year-old Sean Chow has no plans yet to expand his growing empire. With his wedding due to take place this year and settling into his daddy duties well, he is content and thankful to have what he has and to be able to share that with the hundreds of Fijians and tourists who frequent Suva's night spots daily. Jackie Spade, FBC News.
Successful Fijians was brought to you by the Fiji Development Bank, your partner in progress.
Coming up in sports, Fiji through to Cup semi-finals in USA. And local football tournament venues decided. We'll have this and more after the break.
May urian fan korbo talebuke जैसे फेस्टिवल एग्रेट है कोरबो में, उसी तरह मिर्ची FM नंबर 1 है कोरबो में।
एलिन लटोका में मिर्ची FM को लॉक कर दिया जाए। मिर्ची FM इट्स हॉट।
हम नकाशी से साइमान है, हमारा फेस्टिवल जैसे नंबर 1 है वैसे मिर्ची FM नंबर 1 है।
माय नेम इज दिनेश, हम नैंडी में काम करता है स्लीपिंग जायंट जिपलाइन में, और मिर्ची FM इज हॉट, आई लाइक इट।
मिर्ची FM इट्स हॉट।
Welcome to FBC Sports. Now, despite a half-hearted performance on day one, the Vodafone Fiji 7 side has pulled through and made easy work of Japan in the quarterfinal of the USA Sevens. Fiji thrashed Japan 43-7 earlier today to book a semi-final against the host. Now, Sydney and Wellington tournament winner New Zealand won't feature in the Final Four after bowing out in the quarterfinals. Rohit Doyle wraps up the action from the quarterfinals.
The All Black Sevens were hot favourites to take out the USA leg of the World 7 Series, but faced a mammoth task against South Africa in the quarterfinal stages. New Zealand's indiscipline and South Africa's pace saw the Blitzbok hold on for a narrow win.
And Sinatra, well, the first one was one for the babies. This one, Dixon there. They have Baker, who's back from the sin bin. They have Ormond, and they are back in the game with an early try. Big collision there, and they kick it away.
South Africa faces the Australian team in the semi-final. Wade Cooper inspired the Aussies to a comfortable win in their quarterfinal.
To the try line. Alaval, they're looking to open hard and fast for Alaval. Finishes it. Lift up. Clark goes to Judev. Look at Myers on the hard line. Up the pipe. Like a steam train. Choo-choo! Sam Myers dots down, and Australia have this one.
Fiji's opponents USA banked on home support and held on to beat a gutsy Kenyan outfit.
Tough man 7 metres out. Only a minute 50 to go. Zach Test takes it to the blind side, makes a clever delay, which turns into...
The Cup semi-final begins at 8:50 AM tomorrow, while the Cup final will be played at 11:57 AM. You can watch the entire tournament live on FBCtv. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
Meanwhile, Fiji had a narrow 15-12 win over Argentina in their last pool match to secure top spot in Pool C. Here are the highlights from that match.
Rawaka goes in and away. How did he do that? He had no right. But the muscle man, the flyer, is going to open up for Fiji. His teammates to get there, and scooping it up is Fernando Luna, but he's hustled out of the play, and Tua puts on some footwork too high. Oh, that's how you convert brilliant defence into attack. Got through there trying to bring it back in, and now dummying and going is Veramaliu and gets it back. Yeah, you can forget the chase because Rawatha at full tilt is impossible to bring in, and Fiji hit right back.
Former Fiji rep and Sevens legend Waisale Sarevi is also at the Las Vegas Sevens as an ambassador for HSBC. Speaking to World today, Sarevi told the rugby world what an Olympic gold medal means to the people of Fiji.
When we won the RB7 series, we won the World Cup, we had a holiday. We won the RB7 series, we had 1 week holiday. And we took like the trip from Nandi to Suva, it takes like 2 hours. The boys won the RB7 series, we won the World Cup, it took us like 10 hours. Imagine if Fiji wins the gold medal, I think it'll take 2 months to go from Suva, to the airport to Suva. So that shows that the people in Fiji want nothing else than the gold medal.
Meanwhile, Sarevi has picked South Africa and Fiji as the favourites for this year's Las Vegas title. Well, good news for football fans in the north as they will get to witness a football tournament this year. The Fiji Football Association Board of Control meeting has decided that the first round of the Fiji FAC tournament will be played at Subral Park in Mombasa from the 17th to the 19th of June. Following this, Fiji FA will decide where the semi-finals and the final will be played. The Battle of the Giants tournament will take place at Nusa Rizwatu Kambao Park in August, while the Inter-District Championships is set to be played at Lautoka's Churchill Park in October. And the Inter-District Championship venue will only be confirmed after confirmation from the Lautoka City Council on whether the ground will be ready. In EPL, the Leicester City football side has created a 5-point gap at the top of the English Premier League points table with a 1-0 win over Watford today. Meanwhile, in the match of the round, Arsenal and Tottenham Hotspurs played to a 2-2 draw. In other results, Chelsea was held to a 1-1 draw by Stoke City, while Bournemouth beat Newcastle United 3-1. Fine weather, apart from brief showers, were experienced over most places today. All major centres hit the 30s today. Bar was the same as yesterday, a high of 33 degrees Celsius, and the low again 29 in Sabu Sabu. Forecast for tomorrow, cloudy periods with afternoon showers over most parts of the group. And the outlook for Tuesday, brief showers over the eastern parts and interior of the larger islands, fine apart from afternoon or evening showers elsewhere. Recapping the headlines, DISMAC has closed 69 evacuation centres in order to get students back to school. Disaster Management Minister says moving vulnerable villages needs proper consultations. And DC's bus destroyed in a fire in Samambula Suva. No passengers were injured. You've been watching FBC News. I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. Good night.
I'm Sarah, I'm from Tafwa, and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Freddy, I'm from Ganyatong. I listen to Mario on the traffic jam every afternoon.
Hi, my name is Salah, I live in Asinu. Today FM rocks.
My name is Denasa and I'm from Lutoka, and I love listening to Today FM.
My name is Mulamila, I work at Golden Point Resort. I love listening to Today FM. It rocks in Rakiraki.
I'm Mary from Mandera. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
We love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.